Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to this week's edition of the Garage Workshop and a slightly different video than normal. This week I'm going to be giving you an update from the Garage Workshop. Roll the intro. So this week I wanted to do something slightly different and give you a little bit of an update from the Garage Workshop. So over the course of the next 10 minutes I'm just going to talk you through a few of the things that are coming on, some of the things that I've been watching on YouTube and other places this week, and also just a little brief rundown of some of my upcoming videos. So let's kick that off with a channel update. So I'm filming this video on Sunday the 13th of November, and as we speak on the Garage Workshop I've got about 580 subscribers to the channel, which is absolutely fantastic, and a massive thank you to all of you out there that are watching my videos every week, commenting on them. I'm getting around 300 to 400 views per video. So first I'd like to say a massive thank you for those of you doing that. Secondly, if you do know anyone who you know is into YouTube videos, if you'd happily pass my channel on, I'd really appreciate it. It'd be great to see if we can get to 1,000, which is sort of my overall goal now, having thought I'd only, get 10. Now I've got to over 500, it would be great if we could push on to 1,000, and that is what the aim is. So lots and lots of change coming up on the channel, lots of videos, and we're going to do lots of different things, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the upcoming section. But just one thing I want to say, later on this video I'm going to ask for some feedback on something very specific, and it's to do with the running medal that I did, the running medal fail I should say, that I did earlier in the year. So at the very end, something for you to comment on, so please give me the benefit of your advice. I had some great advice when I asked for the what type of orbital sander I should go for. So stay tuned until the end of the video and I'll be asking you to get your feedback on something. So, like many of you fellow YouTubers, I spend a lot of my spare time watching YouTube videos, and I've come across 5 channels this week which I wanted to share with you. Now, some of you may well know these channels and they may not be new to you, but they are to me, and the reason that I picked these specific channels is because a lot of them have got a really nice long history of different videos. They're all quite well known sort of mainstream woodworking channels, but a lot of them have got a lot of videos posted over time, and I've actually enjoyed going back through the back catalogue because number one, you get to see how everybody's style has changed, and number two, there's a lot of videos in there about a lot of different things to do with woodworking. So I thought I'd share some of them with you in this video. My first channel is called Fix This, Build That. Here's a little picture of it. This is Brad's channel, and I can't remember if I mentioned this channel to you before, but I really like Brad's style. He's developed over time. He's starting to get funnier and funnier in his videos, but the thing about Brad's videos that I like is they are incredibly easy and simple to follow. He's got a really good style where he introduces everything, he explains everything, and he also includes when he's gone wrong. Probably not as much as me, but then again, who gets things wrong as much as I do? But if he makes a mistake, he will include it in the video and he'll show you how he did it and how he got out of it. And he has got some fantastic videos. So if you're in the market for building anything in particular, and one of the ones that I recommend you watching, I'll put a link to it up here, is a set of sort of like shelves really for the DeWalt cases. Absolutely brilliant. His workshop is immaculate. It's as clean as anything, but really, really good videos. So if you haven't seen that channel before, Fix It, Build That, I'll put a link in the description. Just spend 5 minutes having a scroll through and looking back at his old videos. He's got some fantastic stuff in there. Well worth a watch. The second channel that I want to recommend to you this week is the Easy Make channel. Now, the reason that I like this channel is it's very good at talking you through or walking you through the sort of basics of woodworking. There's lots of really useful tips on there, some great videos showing you how to do things. It's not one where you've got a sort of person leading it. It's very much focused on the woodworking. It's a really good place to go back and forward to if you're working on a particular project project, or you want to know how to do a particular skill or technique. There's a link in the description for it. I wouldn't necessarily go back and watch all of them, but have a look through the back videos and see if there's anything in there really that catches your interest. But well worth a watch. That channel, Easy Make, really recommended. The next channel I want to talk about this week is Steve Ramsay's Woodworking for Mere Mortal channels. Now, I don't know if I'm the last woodworker in the world to find this channel. I actually found it a few weeks ago, and I have been watching videos left, right and centre. Fantastic style. I really like Steve's style. He's got a sort of deadpan type approach, but his projects are fantastic. I recently watched one where he made a photo frame, which is one of the things that I'm considering for my running medals alongside my running hanger, but really good videos. And he does a range of things. He has very high-end woodworking all the way down to making things out of pallets. It's a very popular channel. He's getting on for 2 million subscribers now, but if you haven't had a chance to look at Steve's channel, well worth it. Again, link in the description, but woodworking for mere mortals, particularly if there's a technique or you're looking to build something, you're not sure how to do it, well worth a look. Now, the next channel I'm going to recommend is called Mr. Build It. Now, when I thought about which channels I was going to talk to you about, I ummed and ahed over this channel because I do find some of the videos are a bit all about the presenter, and it's all about the guy doing it rather than what he's actually doing. He's obviously based in the US, I think he might even be in Canada, but the last few set of videos that he's produced have been absolutely fantastic. Basically, him and his wife moved into a house and he spent a lot of his recent time ripping everything apart, but there's a nice mixture of videos on there. So there's things from decorating, building furniture, building units. Basically, it's got a lot of variety and he does a lot of good things in it. Sometimes his technique can be a little bit over the top, and I'll leave you to make your decision on whether you like it or not, but a really good channel, and also a really good place to pick up some tips. He always does sort of hints and tips in these videos, really good. And one of the other videos, if you do look it up, and I'll put a link in the description, is he recently moved his power tool brands all over to Ryobi. Now, I've got a couple of Ryobi tools myself and I think they're okay. I've mentioned in previous videos, I think they get a bit of a bad rep, Ryobi tools, and I don't really know why, but an interesting video to have a look at because his thinking around why he moved is actually quite interesting. So the next recommendation, Mr. Build It. Okay, the last channel that I'm going to be recommending is Izzy Swan's channel, and again, a very well-known channel, getting on for 1 million subscribers now. And the reason that I like Izzy's channel is he has a lot of videos on there that are not just basic woodworking projects. So obviously, if you want to know how to make things, there's videos in his back catalogue about how to do all those things. Where I've gone and used his channel is really for making jigs and things like that. He has a lot of woodworking accessories that he makes. It's not just all about making the products, it's also about making the tools that make the products. He's got quite a laid-back style. He's got some great videos on there. In particular, there's a whole series around making things for your table saw and making jigs that's well worth a look at. So I'll put the link in the description, and if you're thinking, oh, you know, I'd like a jig for this, or possibly I need to make something for my table saw, then give Izzy's Swan a look. You might just have the thing on there that you're looking for. Okay, so I've got 2 other little recommendations for you this week, which couldn't be further apart in terms of what I'm recommending. The first one is the Workshop Banter podcast, and this is Matt from the Badger Workshop and Keith from Rag and Bone Brown. Now, I've listened to every episode of the Workshop Banter podcast, and I recently mentioned it in one of my videos. And the reason why I like the podcast is it's not Matt and Keith telling you how to build things. It's them talking about their experiences, both as YouTube creators, and of course both of them very well run and highly respected channels. So it's them talking about their experiences of running a YouTube channel, but it's also them talking about their experiences of getting into woodworking, how they got into it. And Keith in particular, he talks a lot about how his setup used to be when he was doing DIY and woodworking projects at home, and obviously Matt's the same. A really interesting podcast. Now, I will give a little bit of a disclaimer. I don't agree with everything that's on there, and recently they had a whole series of sort of things about woodworking that got on their nerves, and I think I've mentioned this in a couple of videos. Pocket holes was one of them, and I thought they were a little bit overly critical about people that use pocket holes, and as you all know, I love a good pocket hole on this channel, but it is well worth a listen, particularly when they talk about when they used to sell things and how that process starts. So you also get a little bit of an up and coming about what's going on their channels, but it is really, really worth a listen. Sorry, you can get it from anywhere you get good podcasts. And if you're the sort of person that, you know, goes walking or spends a lot of time on your own, or when you're out in the workshop yourself, your own workshop, might be well worth a listen. So the Workshop Banter podcast is the first of my recommendations. Now, the second of my recommendations is actually something that you wear, and I'll put a picture of it up here. It is the Rock Trail men's soft shell jacket. Now, I had one of these jackets about 6 or 8 months ago, and unfortunately it came to an unfortunate end being put in a charity shop bag. So this jacket is really, really nice. It's super, super warm. I wore it in the workshop all the time. Well worth the money, and it's just £14.99, which is a bargain. They're currently in the Lidl stores at the moment. It's part of Thursday's Middle of Lidl. So if you're in the market for something to sort of keep you warm when you're in a workshop or outside in a garage, I can't recommend it highly enough. Really, really nice, super, super comfortable, and it's also got a bit of give in it. The only thing I will say to you is just be a bit careful on the size, because some of Lidl's clothing can come up a little bit smaller in my experience than normal. But if you are in the market for something to wear to keep you warm, this is the one for you. Okay, so just to finish, I wanted to talk you through some of my upcoming woodworking projects. Over the next set of weeks, I'm going to be releasing some woodworking videos about making things related to Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. It's my favourite time of the year, and I've got a couple of woodworking projects which can be either used for yourself or possibly used for presents, things you can make in the workshop that look really good. So keep an eye out for those over the next couple of weeks. I'm also this year going back to some of my fails. We will be returning to the lathe for our third attempt, or my third attempt. So I am going back to the lathe, and I'm going to see if I can try and use that a bit better than I did in the last video. I'm also going back to the running medal, and a little bit more at the end of this video about the thing I want you to help me with that I mentioned at the start. But I'm also going to go back to my running medal holder. I also need to build a new external gate for my house, so that's going to be one of my upcoming projects. And in the new year, I'm going to give an update on my lumberjack thicknesser planer, which I've used a few times recently, and you may see in some upcoming projects. So there's some of the projects that I've got coming up, and of course I will do my annual Christmas gift for woodworkers that I did last year, which was very popular, and I got some really, really good feedback on that. So some of the things that are coming up in the channel. And lastly, just before I say goodbye, I'm after some advice from you, my woodworking community. Now, when I did my running medal on the bandsaw, which you'll know was an epic fail, a few people mentioned a scroll saw. And I really am interested in thinking about potentially buying one of those. So if you own one of those, or if you've had experience of using one, please put in the comments your advice on which one I should buy, whether I should even bother buying one, and if you were me, which one you would recommend me getting. If I get enough good comments and enough positive comments and I buy one, then obviously it'll be a 10-minute tool review. But if you have had experience, I'd really appreciate benefiting from your knowledge. So just pop it in the comments below and give me your advice on which one you think I should go for. So that's the end of this week's video, fellow woodworkers. I hope you enjoyed my little workshop update. No build this week, obviously, but I have got quite a few projects that are all running at the same time. So as I said, keep in touch with the channel for the next few weeks and you'll see some upcoming Christmas projects. If this is your first time at the Garage Workshop, please can I ask you to subscribe, like, comment and look through my back videos. I've got some really interesting videos there and some videos that don't go very well at all. And if you are a regular viewer, can I just thank you so much. It's because of you that the channel is growing the way it is. And even even though, you know, it's not 100,000 subscribers, to me, every single one of you really makes this channel worthwhile. So huge thank you to all of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're a regular viewer, don't forget to like and comment. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you on next week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Goodbye, fellow woodworkers.